Okay, and welcome to my screencast. I'm Brian Miller, the author of Christian Prayer Minder. I'm showing you here in the screencast right now my browser open to my downloads page, and I'm hovering over the link you'll use to download the program. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and exit your browser and install the program. I'm not going to lead you through that installation. It's very simple. I don't think you'll have any problem. I do recommend that you allow it to create the desktop icon that you see right here. I'm going to load the program, and you see it's got a very nice image there. Now, I've been using the program already, and so it did not show the splash screen or the did you know dialog at startup. So I've re-enabled those. We're going to restart the program here in just a moment so that you can see those. And I want you to notice that when you first load the program, you're going to show 0 files because you've not created any prayers yet. So let's exit the program, let's start it, and you see the splash screen there. And then the program loads and you get the Did You Know dialog, which contains a series of tips about the program. You can navigate through those using the back and forward button. And once you've familiarized yourself with those, you may want to disable that feature. You'll probably want to also disable the splash screen. You may, as you continue to use the program, wish to enable it to launch when the system boots, because that will act as a prompt for you to use it regularly. Another feature you will want to enable is copy new files to a backup directory. When you enable that, a message box tells you what you're about to do, and then allows you to browse for the folder you wish to use as a backup folder. I've already been using the program, and so here is my Prayer Minder files backup folder. And I click OK, and it tells me I was successful. So let's exit the program, let's start the program, and let's enter our first prayer. Let's type a new prayer. We go to the prayer panel. You see that the author text box is highlighted. Let's go ahead and just enter an author name, and we'll just say that the author's name is Gene, for example. The next text box is tags. Tags are single words or phrases separated by semicolons that you can associate with a saved prayer file that later on will help you as you search for a particular prayer, for a particular topic within a prayer, or even as you search within the contents of a prayer file for a particular phrase. We tab one more time. It takes us to the main text box where you will enter your prayers, and you can press any key here to clear that text box and begin entering your prayers. Now, I'm not going to enter a full-length prayer here. Let's just say that we're praying for an aunt who has cancer, and let's just allow this single phrase, aunt with cancer, to represent our entire prayer, and we'll understand that that would be expanded upon as you're actually using the program. Let's save that. You notice your My Prayers folder is empty, and let's just label it aunt, and we save it. And you'll notice up here that now we show one prayer file totaling 220 bytes. Now, it just so happens that I have created other prayer files, so I'm going to now copy those back into the My Prayers folder. I want you to see that in your Documents subfolder, you have a My Prayers folder that's created by the program the first time you run it. So I'm going to copy these files into there. And then I want you to follow me as I restart the program, and you're going to see that as the program loads, it counts all of those files and it adds up their combined size. So that's a handy feature. You have an update menu item which, when you click, will check the server at Donation Coder to see if there's an installer for a more up-to-date version of the program. If so, it immediately downloads it and prompts you to install it. If not, it simply tells you there's no installer for an update at the time, and that's the case here. The About dialog gives you several helpful buttons that connect to other information. My picture and the email button can either be clicked upon to send me a message regarding a feature request or a bug that you may have found. The Donate button is there in case you wish to donate. Donations are not required. The program is free and always will be, but donations are always appreciated. The credit button shows credits for several sources I have used in the creation of the program. I'd like to draw particular attention to number 11, John R. Bell's website. John supplied several of the images that are used as the form's background. Every time you load the program, one of 20 images is selected at random and displayed as that form's background image. The version history button simply shows bug fixes and feature additions that I've made as I have continued to develop the program. And the README file gives a brief, concise introduction to the program's purpose and what I hope it accomplishes. So let's close the About dialog now. Notice that you can choose your preferred font size and your preferred font face for entering your prayers. And let's look at the Delete Prayer. This brings up a dialog box with a list box showing every prayer that has been saved. It tells you the number of prayers here, 18, and you can select one or more prayers using your Shift or Control keys in combination with a mouse click or the arrow keys, and any selected prayers will be deleted when you click the delete button. The reason that the program has a delete menu is so that not only can a selected prayer file be deleted, but also any associated backup file and any tracking file, which is a small index file used to speed up searching. We're not going to delete anything at this time, but just keep in mind that if you choose to delete something, you should use this delete menu item and not simply delete a prayer file through your preferred file manager. Let's look at the search prayer panel. We have three modes of search: a normal search, an exact search, and a search within files. A normal search allows you to type in either an author name or tags or both and search against those. What I'm going to do is type in a tag, the word kids. Several of the prayers I've entered have a tag of kids associated with them. So let's begin our search. We're prompted, is this the search term you wanted to use? We say yes. It runs the search. You see it's relatively fast, examines 18 files in a little less than 2/10 of a second, and returns 5 results. The results of a search are always shown in this list box. When you click on any result, associated information is displayed here in bold text. The path to that file, the file name, the last time that file was written to, the author, and any tags that were associated with that file. And as I scroll down through each one of these, you'll see that each one has the tag kids associated with it. In most, it's one of several tags, and in this one, the second one in the list, it's the only tag. I want to draw to your attention that you can double click any result in the list to open that file and look at it. You can then return to your search prayer panel to continue browsing your search results. I also want to show you that you can constrain your search by a date range. The default is no date constraints, but you can constrain your search to the past year, past month, or the past week. If you were to use the program for an extended period of time, this constraint could become a useful feature. Now let's look at the second type of search, an exact match. And let's type in the same sort of tag, the word kids. This time it's going to search only for those prayers where the only tag is kids and there are no other tags. So let's begin that search, and it only returns the one prayer where the single existing tag is the word kids. So exact match is a way to narrow your search and really focus in. Finally, I want to look at search within files. Search within files doesn't just look at the tags or the author associated with a prayer. It looks at the actual content of the prayer that you have typed in at the time of prayer creation. So let's search within a prayer file for the word aunt. Let's say we remember that we prayed a prayer for an aunt, but we don't remember the name of the prayer, and perhaps you have dozens or even hundreds of prayer files saved. We search within files. Only one result is returned, and remember, we did not actually establish a tag with the word aunt as the tag, and the program shows us no tags. But what we did is use the word ant within the body of the prayer. And when we double click on this file in the list box to open it, it's going to highlight that word. So that's a very handy feature to have. So without going into a lot more detail and making this an extended video, I think I have shown you the bare bones essential features of the program. It can become a very handy program for anyone who wants to engage in daily prayer as a spiritual discipline as part of their belief system. The program will be receiving many more updates. There are many planned features that will make the program more useful, and I hope that you will check back on my website regularly for those updates. Feel free to email me with any comments or requests or ideas, even if it's for a totally different program, and I will seriously entertain your request. Thank you for watching.